As you said, Bill, we've got some values which are also typically part of a strategic plan, and we've used Māori words to describe those values. So kaitiakitanga is guardianship or stewardship. So the words under there is that we are dedicated to preserve and protect New Zealand's heritage while building understanding to shape its future. Mana, and the word mana in this context means authority, power and influence. And I've got a couple of bullet points under that. We acknowledge the mana of places and tangata whenua meaning the people of the place. We make meaningful impact by valuing our independence, expertise and leadership role. And manaakitanga, that is a word that means hospitality, kindness, generosity and support. So we are open, we share, we listen and we engage positively in all relationships. And then going on to the proverbs and sayings that are typical in Māori culture, time will not dim the memory of the special class of rangatira, so those are the elders of the past who braved the wide expanse of ocean and land. Their sacred footprints are scattered over the surface of the land, treasured and sacred. So that quote is from a very highly esteemed New Zealander. The Māori words are there below it in our strategic plan, but I think what it gives is the sense of connection, the spiritual connection that people have and the identity that they have with place names that are scattered through and those place names that they bring from wherever they've come from. And then if I go to the proverb, excuse my pronunciation, it's not perfect, but ko toku turanga waiwai ko toku mana. Knowing my place in the world is my source of strength. So these elements that we've added to our strategic statements give that other aspect to just the governance side of strategic planning. Thank you.
Thank you to our distinguished colleague from New Zealand. As we've learned over the years in Australia, that if we need a model to follow, we follow New Zealand. And this is a very good example of incorporating different cultures into a single strategic plan, and I congratulate New Zealand for this. Do we have a representative of Iceland here? No. That's a pity, because I was going to congratulate Iceland on the evolution over the years of their naming responsibilities as taken on by their naming authority. Originally focused on farm names and things of that nature, they have evolved over the years to cover a much broader range of feature types. And I think that is something that we can all learn from. And I'm going to encourage them in a future meeting to produce a paper on their development of their new naming practices, which is something that is under consideration at the moment. So I shall get in touch with Iceland and pass that on to them. From the report of Croatia, do I have a representative of Croatia here? I do not think so. I think people may have known I was going to ask some questions. Croatia also is doing a redevelopment of their guidelines, and I would invite Croatia also to prepare a paper on that for future presentations. But I did have some other questions that I can't obviously get an answer for, so I'll have to leave those for the moment. If I could turn my attention to the report of Finland. The two questions I have from that was Finland does not have a national names authority. Do you see that as a specific problem or shortcoming? And if so, what are the problems or processes that you feel would be better enhanced by having a names authority? And I also noted that there was a report on spatial data that had sections relating to place names. Have there been any specific actions or outcomes from that report that can lead to a more improved situation from your perspective? If I can turn the floor over to our delegate from Finland.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, for these questions. In Finland, we don't have any specific law concerning place names or any authority on place names, and this had lead to problems. But we do have a standardization process that is working, and what we would like to have is to have this status legalized as well. And there is the Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry published a report of spatial data policy, and mainly with regard to names, it is about the need of address system more, and place names are mentioned more as a part of this address system, and that would mean plant names, concern plant names, but not traditional or these traditional names. And this has not been put in action yet, but a working plan is to be launched in near future. Thank you.
Thank you to our colleagues from Finland for that clarification. From the report of Slovenia, we do have someone? Yeah. Tremendous. I read that there was work being done in the borders of Slovenia, particularly with Italian and Hungarian names, and mentioned issues with consistency and work in 2015 to correct the issues. I'd just like to see if you can explain further the next steps on this particular type of process, and how successful are you in achieving what you wish to achieve from this particular type of consistency issue. Thank you. I pass the floor to Slovenia.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, for this question. So, as you probably have read in our report, we have two official minorities in Slovenia, so Italian and Hungarian minority. And according to our new law, we have to standardize all geographical names in these official bilingual areas. So until now, we have standardized just names of settlements, but now, according to the new regulation, we will we have to standardize also the microtoponyms. And this is a little bit harder than just names of the settlements. So in case of Italy, we collaborated with the representatives of Italian minority in Slovenia, and we encourage them to connect the